Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining me today, Sunday, 2 o'clock stream. I'm going to try and make this a regular thing for you all from now on. If you are watching, then please just say hello. Today we're streaming across both the subscribers Facebook group and also the Elite Koi Keepers group. So if you are making a comment, then please, if you just put your name there, so if I can't see the name coming up in the comments box, and then we know who we're talking to. Well, what a week here at Elite Koi, of course. There's so much going on. Don't really know where to start, if I'm honest. We've got a shipment of koi arriving from Japan this week. We'll flash them images up first, and I can show them again a little bit later on in the stream. So we've got, if Deck just flashes them up, I'll talk through them. There we go. We've got 5 Hiotsori Nisai fish coming from Shinoda Koi Farm. These fish are due in midweek, so they'll go into their the 4-week quarantine like we always do, where the heat's raised up above 22 degrees Celsius. A couple of days into the quarantine, when the fish are still quite well stressed and the temperature is rising, we will take gill samples from a selection of these fish and have them sent off for KH3 testing, just as a double insurance against importing that disease in. There is some Parachina, Platinum Ogan. Looking forward to seeing them. Again, these are just stock images, guys, so not necessarily the fish we're going to get. There's some Sankey from Marseille, Hirasawa. Some nice looking fish in there. There's a couple in there that I wouldn't hesitate to choose from. And these are all Nisai Koi coming in later this week. I do believe there's some Ginrin Karashi Koi as well from Marudo. There we go. Yep. So they are arriving this week, along with a lot of Kaze Tosai and also Ikarashi Azumi Tosai. So that it's going to be quite a long, interesting week for us here at Elite Koi. We'll get them in. We'll share plenty of videos of them as we're going through. So with regards to the tanchos that have now cleared the quarantine, I don't know, Deck, have you got the lab report for them, please? There's the lab report from the 2 lots of fish that came in the last quarantine. That was for the Akamatsuba and also the tanchos. Them fish have now cleared quarantine and are now ready for sale. We've listed them first and foremostly in the Elite Koi subscribers group as an open auction. That auction will end next week at 2 o'clock here live on the subscribers group. So if you want to bid on any of them fish, head over to the subscribers Facebook group, have a look at them. If you need any more images or videos, then let us know. We'll send them through. Excuse me. And we'll end the auction live at 2 p.m. next week. So there's 1 tancho, 1 Ginrin tancho, 1 Akamatsuba, 1 Ginrin Akamatsuba, all going to end next week. Beautiful fish. The white skin on these fish, Marahiro, is absolutely sensational. Now this is the last tancho that will be available out of this round of tancho. There is another one, but it's had a little bit of historic scale damage down just below the fin, which we show in the video. So when that one does go up for the auction, you will see that damage. And if you haven't got a window in your pond, then it's not going to affect it. It's a fantastic male koi. There's the Ginrin Akamatsuba. Again, the Akamatsuba from Marahiro. It's like, wow, what can you say? The colour in these fish is absolutely sublime. They just glow almost as though they've got an internal light source. That is a Ginrin fish. You see the Ginrin just shining there on the near side of the dorsal fin. But what I like about these Akamatsuba, of course, is there's not too much sumi through at the minute. The sumi, it will develop. You can see it just sitting in the centre of the scales. The good fish, really, really good fish, and a good cheap starting price as well. So if you're not a subscriber, it's always worthwhile having a look at that subscription and joining, because you will get access to the fish before the general public, or before they go on, we call it general sale. So the beauty, of course, of bidding in a private subscribers group is that there's less competition for you for that fish. So currently we have over 60 subscribers in that group, as opposed to over 1,500 on the Facebook group. So you can see where if people like a fish, the bidding can really go insane. If they don't sell on the subscribers group, then they will be offered possibly in a live koi auction, or they'll be featured on the website for sale. There's the Ginrin Tancho. Again, such a powerful fish, that male koi. The Tancho spot is so dense. The benny on it is so thick. There's no fear of that fading away anytime soon. Of course, always a risk with the Tancho. Certainly, some of the younger fish, if the spots aren't as deep in the benny as that one. But look at the body on these fish. So these are effectively, they've been in the quarantine. When they're in the quarantine, they also have the advantage of the heat, and we use the advantage of putting the feeder on and really giving them a good head start ready for sale. So that's the auction that's ongoing in the subscribers group. Again, all you have to do is go on there and just comment what you'd like to bid on them. When we finish the live stream, it will be finished live. So if you're bidding and you haven't left a proxy bid, you can use that opportunity to bid live here next Sunday. What else we had going on? So we've got the new fish arriving this week. There is that ongoing. We did a little twist on the live auction yesterday. I don't know how many of you joined us for the live auction. Really enjoyed it. Michael did the auction again, and he's becoming so good at doing the auctions. Talk about he'll be replacing me soon. Fantastic. Yeah, as a little twist, what we did was everybody who won one of the fish in the auction, they then got the opportunity to turn 9 cards, to win a predetermined amount of discount off that fish. One person managed it, 25% off, and that was Phil. Well done, Phil. 25%. And of course, if you're a subscriber, you will get 5% off the auction price of them fish in the auctions as well. So there's another benefit to the subscriptions. If anybody's got any questions or anything, then please fire them through. What I've done today is we've actually picked up a nitrite spike in pond 1. So I've set up the other camera that we use for the live streams, and in a minute I'm going to go through to pond 1 and just explain this spike, where it's come from, what's caused it, and more importantly how I'm going to deal with it. So if anybody's got any questions as we're going through this, then please fire them in. Just one more thing before we move on to that. In the early days when we had the Facebook Messenger room, we used to have a chat on a Friday night where people could just come along, join in the room, come along and have a private chat. It was quite popular. Unfortunately, Facebook removed that facility for doing the rooms. So our streaming software allows us the ability to have up to 10 people in a private room where you can come along for a Friday evening chat. We are going to the two rooms of 2 spaces have already been filled. We're going to put out onto the Elite Koi subscribers group that the first people to ask for a link to join that chat on a Friday evening will be the ones that can come in. The maximum of 10 people in there. So when that goes out, Keith is already in. Keith's going to chair these if I'm unavailable or Michael's unavailable to join the stream for whatever reason. Then Keith will chair the streams for us. Fantastic, again, private, good opportunity to chat or talk about everything. Koi, any problems that you're having. We've got the group experts on there, of course. Some of them are a little bit shy at the minute. They might need a little bit of encouragement to get them chatting. But yeah, they're there. Use them. If you've got any questions, then ask them. If they can't answer them, then of course we're here in the background and we may be able to help. So that done, I will put that invite in the stream later on this evening, and the first 8 people in will form the first part of your list, Keith. Right, so I'm going to go through into the shop now, and I'm going to show you pond one and what's going on. 2 ticks. So folks, I'm just going to turn the shower off while we do this. It's quite noisy. Pond one, of course, it's the big pond on the right hand side. As soon as you come in the shop, it's got the window. Many of you, if anybody's looking at that, you might notice that the clarity is just slightly off to what it normally is in the pond. If we look from above, you can see there's a slight murk into the water. So yeah, Dexter's going to hold the camera so that I can explain it to you. So with that in mind, a couple of fish looking slightly offish. The only change that we've made to this pond while it's been in situ at Nitrite is, of course, we've added the auto feeder. So we've added the auto feeder. This is one of the super fish feeders. You can feed up to 24 times a day. We've got it set to every 3 hours. So it starts 6 in the morning, 9, 12, 3, 6, and then 9 in the evening is the last feed. The superfish feed is set by seconds, set by quantity, so it's a predetermined amount that you feed them. That is on the lowest at a setting of 1. Yeah. And it's putting about 30 grams of food in at each food, so at each feed. So we know historically, pond 1, we've just come along and we've just fed them as and when we think that they needed food. Of course, one of our aims this year at Nitrite is to get the feeder on all the ponds, because that regularity is not only good for the filters, it's also good for the fish. But with the feed also comes this additional nitrite spike. So the ammonia is 0, we checked the ammonia the first thing that I checked when the fish were looking a little bit off. I've got, we tested the nitrite a couple of days ago and it was showing between 1, just slightly higher than 1 on the Colombo test kit. So I've got 5 mil pond water there. Just to give you some idea, if somebody could set a timer for me for 3 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Such an easy test to nitrite one. We put 5 drops in 5 mil water, give it a little stir, wait 3 minutes, and then we also use the colour chart to determine how much nitrite is in the water. Now this ties in quite nicely with new ponds when we're starting to feed the fish in the beginning of the spring.
Keith said 5 minutes, not 3 minutes.
Keith. 5 minutes, well done Keith, well spotted. This is what the group experts are for, folks. So 5 minutes, yeah. So new pond syndrome, when you start to feed the fish in the pond, so the inevitable, if we put more food in, that media's got to catch up the the bacteria in there has got to build, it's got to slowly build. It's already started happening in this pond here because the other day we tested it and it was above 2. I've already done a feed test today and it's actually down. So we know that by adding the food when you feed, it's caused a nitrite spike. We'll soon get this water back in. My choice here is to feed through the spike. So I'm going to feed through, as long as that spike doesn't go above the 2 milligrams per litre level, this one here on the test, I will continue to feed as that feed is dictated. It's already started coming down. Now when you're looking at feeders, this is where the design of the feeder, the maker of the feeder plays a major role, because if that was an Aquaforte Econo feeder, the setting for the feed is set by seconds, so I could ideally then go into the 6 feeds a day and half the feed, so put it down to 15 grams of feed per second until the spike starts going and then slowly start increasing it again. The only way that you can really determine how much feed's going in the pond is by measuring your water parameters and adjusting the feed as need be. But you've got to also be aware that when you start putting additional feed in, that spike is going to happen. So with regard to testing equipment, you'll notice I'm just using the Colombo test kit. I'm not that bothered about the exact reading of the nitrite at this stage, and if it was higher, then I would move to the hanometer and use the high range hanometer to get an exact reading. This is how it is with ponds. It is what it is. You increase the fish, increase the feed, you know that the nitrite's going to increase. And I was speaking to Keith earlier. I said the way that I look at it is a bit like training an athlete. You know, if you get a bodybuilder starts working with the muscles, he's going to end up with stiff and sore muscles for the first few days. He could do one or two things. He could either stop exercising and then he's got to go through that pain again, or he can just ease back a little bit on the exercise, work through that initial pain to build their muscles the way he wants to do. Doing exactly the same with the bacteria in the reading. So, how long we got left to go, Keith? Are you on the timer? Wait for it to come through. Yeah. So we haven't done absolutely nothing with the nitrite spike. We have detox formula. Fantastic product this for really good. If you had a lot of rain, it removes toxins from the water. Also, usage weekly for stable water during pollution, quarantine system. Pollution, nitrite spike is a pollution. Quarantine systems, temporary tanks, overstocked ponds, with having new fish during illness, during breeding. You can also add this to your diet. What we're doing at the minute is using it to try and smooth that nitrite spike out. So for a weekly maintenance dosage, it recommends 2 tablespoons for 1,000 gallons. I know we've got 1,000 gallons in here. We're going to just add 2 caps. Just use one of them caps off the venison bottles.
You said 3 minutes, but now it's 2.
2 minutes to go. You can see the nitrite in there, just glancing down at it. There is a bit of colour developing in there, but it's not as intense as what it was 2 days ago. So with that detox, to put it in a bucket, it's like a clay, it's got a grip to it, that type of thing. Give it a good stir up. And then that is going to be added to the pond, just like that. So as soon as I notice that there's nitrite spike, then we will turn to detox. Usually during the filter cleaning process, we use either the Koi SOS clay or Envirex to add to the filters, just as a bit of a boost for the bacteria. It's very important to use with clays. It really does help in the balance of the pond and keeping us in a good spin. So that's gone in. Hasn't particularly clouded the water, and this is only across the front at the moment. That will clear. I think hopefully by the time we go over it'll be a little bit clearer. So we've had the nitrite spike, and we're currently going through it. We know it's gone down slightly because we was up between the 1.5 and the 2 milligram the other day. How long we got left?
20 seconds.
20 seconds, everybody's looking at the clocks. Always a good way. How many times I've done that test and walked away and then forgotten about it after 5 minutes. You then can't rely on that test result because it's overdeveloped. So it's important that you look at it at the 5 minute stage. Set a timer, anything like that.
Yeah, now.
So, and the way that I read these is if you come over the top there, deck, you've got the look straight down the centre, and then you compare that colour looking down on the white bit to the one next to it. So that one there, I would say that we're between 0.5 and 1 milligrams is probably nearer to the 0.5. So we're going to say 0.75 milligrams per litre of water of the nitrite in the water. Nitrite at that level, at any level really, is enough to make the fish flash and flick. When they're flashing and flicking, everybody's first response is to think parasites. They get the fish out and they either treat them for flukes or they get them out and start scraping them. This one here, the fish is scraped regularly. There's no parasites in that pond. So we knew that the slightly offish behaviour, including the flashing and flicking, is down to 2 things. The flashing and flicking is down to chlorine entering the water. We've changed to carbon in our big blue yesterday, so hopefully that's that issue sorted. And just lately it's due to the elevated nitrite levels. So we're aware that the flashing and the flicking will be caused by the nitrite levels. By doing that, I don't have to stress the fish out anymore by getting them out and scraping them. This is exactly the same way that I would start the feeding in the springtime, just very, very small amounts until the fish are actually taking it, and then you've got to really build it up very, very slowly, let the bacteria build up. You can manage it by spikes. If you've got a particularly big pond, you might be able to feed more earlier than if you've got a smaller pond where them pellets are creating more pollution, or the koi are creating more pollution versus the koi that create it.
Key foot here, so under 2 feed through it. Which
yeah, if this is the way that we do it here at Lee Koi, everyone's got their own ways. If the fish look like they're coping with it, if it's just a little bit of flashing and flicking, then I would feed through. Obviously, if the fish start clamping and sitting on the bottom and showing any really adverse effects to that nitrite, then you've got to ease back and you've got to deal with it. Interesting thing, because some fish will show you this before others. So some are more tolerant to these spikes or the ammonia, the nitrite, than others. A bit like in a human, alcohol can affect people in different ways. You know, Dec can drink 50 pints and it doesn't affect him. I have half a shandy and then I'm giggling away.
Opposite way round.
But you know, this is the way that we do it. I hope this has helped everybody. It's one of our biggest questions, of course, nitrite. And I think what you've got to accept is that these parameters, these readings that you see, are always there in some kind of level. So as soon as you feed the fish, that's going to get converted to ammonia. It's the strength of the filter that keeps the spike down. Of course, one of the things that really does help in all aspects of koi keeping is that routine. So we know that by building through the spike, we're not going to change the feed again. If we can get through there and that nitrite comes down to virtually zero by next week, then if anything, we can increase the feed as long as the fish are taking it. And this is how you will increase the feed as you're coming back out of the spring. So I hope that's worked for everybody. It's the first time we've ever done anything like this. If myself, Michael and Dec, we've done some videos on the chlorine which have been edited up now. If you'd like to see them, or if you'd like to know how to change the carbon in the big blue, then subscribe to our YouTube channel or keep an eye out on the blog posts on the website. We always put things out through the blog post first and then on through YouTube, of course. If anybody would like to see anything else, then please let us know. This video will form part of the new pond syndrome series and how to deal with it. So this is effectively, we're dealing with new pond syndrome here, but the new pond syndrome has been caused by the feeder, and it just goes to show that you can have a really very well established pond with very strong filters, and you're still going to experience spikes depending on how or what you're doing at that any particular time. So I hope that's helped. I'm going to take that back off deck now, and then I'll go back through the other room so that we can carry on. I'll just put the shower back on, of course. Yeah, so that's. I hope that helps some people. It's a fascinating subject. The spikes, what causes them. You know, anything can cause a spike, from medication to we've seen sometimes just leaving the tap on and replacing a lot of water. You know, when you topping a pond up and you walk away, you go and do whatever and you forget and leave it on. But that injection of fresh water into the system can unbalance the routine that the fish and everything's getting used to. So that's it. Have we got any other questions, guys and girls? If you would like to see this more on a Sunday afternoon, then please let us know. Of course, the subscribers, we will be live next week for the end of the subscribers auction. There's them 4 fantastic fish there. Dec's going to flash them up again so we can have a quick look. The good fish, these. The starting bids are just £400 on them, so they are really, really decent fish. Looking for him to come up. Any more questions about the nitrite or anything like that? Just fire them in. I think if they'll come in as if you don't want your name to be shown, then they can just come in down the side. Nobody else can see it. Just ask the question. Yes, please. Yeah. Yes. So Dexter's going to flash them up again for you. Remember, if you want to be in that live chat with Keith and some of the other guys on Fridays, the first 8 people to respond will get sent an invitation to go into there. We are looking at increasing the amount of people that we can use on this stream, so yeah, it's good. And of course, on the Sunday here, we're looking to do this. We're also looking to implement something on a Saturday morning, which will be a little bit further down the line. Other big news is Japan. We've not mentioned Japan, which is unusual by this time of the day. I'm going to Japan on the 9th of February, visiting a lot of the farms that we use regularly, a lot of the breeders that we use a lot, especially Maruhiro. You can see why we're fond of Maruhiro fish just by looking at these in the bowl. There will be a wish list coming out, so if anybody wants me to look for them, anything special, please get in touch with the variety. Give me some kind of description, a budget, of course, on what to wear to. While I'm in Japan, as I've got your WhatsApp number, then I can send you images of the fish and videos of the fish to see if it's the one that you want. The WhatsApp group as well, if anybody, we will be for that week, we will be using the WhatsApp Elite Koi Keepers group purely for advertising fish while I'm in Japan. So if anybody wants to come along and join the WhatsApp group to see what we're doing in Japan, then send us a message through to the business number. I'll get Dec to flash that up, and we will add you to the WhatsApp group. Quite a good community on there, guys and girls. I will be asking that while I'm in Japan, it's just purely left to me and the fish, but there's quite a lot of chit chat on there all of the time. If anybody wants to join, then send a message through and we'll add you in there. If you do join, turn your notifications off. It can be quite hectic. So there's Karen. Hi, Karen. I'm just saying, I don't know how much you've seen, Karen. We're going to be sending out invites to the first 8 people to be in the Friday evening chat. So the first 8 people to respond will get the link so that they can join. Karen joined us for a little test last Friday. We just wanted to test what the software would be like, and it worked quite well. So that's there. You guys can watch back the demonstration on the spike anytime. Any other questions at all? Now is your time. And yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah, thanks, Dec. It's Andy having Dec in the background because he's prompting me what I need to be telling you all. Of course, our next big event here at Elite Koi, we've got the group experts, Kaze and Maruhiro show a selection day on the 27th of January. That's going to be an event here at Elite Koi where we're going to the koi are going to be selected. We're going to lay on. We'll open snacks corner. We'll lay on some breakfast buns and that for everybody who's coming along to that one. The fastest finger one there, if Dec just flicks it up again, we have selected 42 koi, which have all been photographed now and videoed. They are on the Elite Koi website in the events page. You can see all the videos and all the images of the fish. You can have a good look. They are going to go live for our next grow out event, which is starting as soon as we get the heat up in the pond. The fish are going to be going in there. The next grow out event ends at the end of April. So that's a selection there of the fish that are in the grow out event. So every fish is priced between 145 and 175. They're going to be sold on a fastest finger first. There's a massive variety of koi there. There's one that everybody has shown a massive interest in, and that is the Marahiro Sankey, which is the only Sansai fish in the event, and that is going to be priced at 175. So if you've not done one of these fastest finger events first, what will happen is on Thursday the 25th at 7 p.m, all of these fish will go live on the Elite Koi for sale page. So you need to go into the Koi for sale page to give you a few tips on how you can increase your chances of being the fastest finger. Keep an eye on the time at the corner of the screen. I'm looking at it now. As soon as that turns 7 o'clock, refresh the page, go onto that page, start looking through page 1 and 2, because that's where the fish are going to be positioned when the sale starts. Also handy to open up an account with Elite Koi. Get in there, get your payment details and everything in there, because then when you click checkout, it's going to increase your chances of being the first one to get there. These events, although they're not for everybody, it is important that we do these events, because of course some people want to pick their own fish. What usually happens, put the Sankey to one side in a grow out. We can take a wish list of the first 3 koi of your first 3 koi. Sorry, if we take a wish list from you of your first 5 chosen koi, then you're guaranteed to get one in the top 3. So the odds of you getting the fish that you want in the fastest finger event are pretty good, as long as you're there at that time. We will continue to vary the way that we do the grow out. So some will be like the random selection, which we're doing with the Kaze and the Showa grow outs. I've got plans for Nakamatsuba one, which will probably be a random selection, because the fish are so similar. Of course, the Marahiro one, there's such a wide variety of koi in there. You can have a look through there and really pick what you're like. So Karen ask, what are your favourites for next grow on, not including the Sankey? They're all really, what we've done is we've taken the best of that standard of fish, and we've put them all in there. There isn't one in there that I wouldn't or would not want. The Yamabuki is a big fish. That's probably the biggest fish in there. Beautiful scale on it. It's just got maybe that little bit of red, that little bit of Benny just on the right hand side down by the dorsal there. Maybe he's let it down a bit. Well, this fish is nearly 30 centimeters long already. I think that one is possibly going to come out the biggest out the grow. But then we've got some Benigoi in there, of course, and we know that Benigoi can grow quite effortlessly as well. Kyoto, I like them all. It'd be really tough for me to pick my favourite out of them. Since you've pinned me down, there's one of the Benigoi. It's flawless. It just needs some time and a bit of growth. My Mac's about to run out. That Matsuba, that's the one. That's the one that I would go for. I think that one's got real potential. So, guys and girls, I'm going to have to end the stream because my Mac's about to die on me. I'll have to make sure I've got that charged up for next week. Any other questions? You know where we are. We're always available. You can give us a ring if you don't want to do it publicly. The experts are really, if you can get over onto the Facebook group and really help the experts in what they're doing. They're also giving away a lot of the Elite Koi subscriptions at 3 months as well. This is just so that people can come into the club, see what it's all about, and try it before you commit to the 12 months. Fantastic thing that it's something that I'm really pleased that we managed to set up. The benefits for it are going to really start flowing this season. So thank you very much, everybody. We will be back next Saturday with the live auction. We'll catch you all up then. Thank you very much.